So hello guys, my name is Lincoln and here are my 5 talking points from yesterday's match against Burnley. The first one is on our goalkeeper Martin Dubravka. I can say he was one of the poorest players on the pitch, and we can give him the benefit of doubt because he is in a bigger club with more demands, and maybe he was quite nervous. We saw him, of course. He kept on plugging away in some periods. Talk about the poor touch he made and almost the ball got the best of him, and then he is poor in claiming crosses, and that is something that also the guy is not good at. So come January or come next summer, we should let go of him and get a goalkeeper who is good at claiming those crosses, so that he can complement the guy who I understand is currently the club. He is currently undergoing some talks with the club to extend his contract, so we should have a goalkeeper who is better than him in some aspects, so that of course they can complement each other. The second one, I'm just gonna talk about the returning players from the World Cup. Talk of Casemiro, talk of Christian Eriksen, talk of the likes of Tyrone Malacia. They were quite good, and given the situation, they were in the World Cup. They are now coming in a different setup in terms of the tactics and so on, and I think they have settled in quite well. Talk of Casemiro playing as a centre back, he was quite impressive yesterday. My third talking point, I would talk about the way we start our game, the tempo. Manchester United has been quite poor in the last season and in the last few periods. Talking about the way we start our games, the first 15 or 20 minutes we end up conceding early goals, especially against these underdogs, the likes of Burnley. But yesterday I saw a team that was already running as soon as the first whistle went, and it's during that period that we created 3 chances within the first 26 minutes. Talk about the 11th minute, we saw Alejandro Garnacho almost scoring, but the final execution was not the best one. And then in the 15th minute, he made a heavy touch, and we could just have scored from that. I mean, we started quite well. It's an improvement. I think that is something that Erik ten Hag has really worked on. And again, in the second half, that's where we started poorly. Remember, some few seasons ago, uh, we played a match against Aston Villa. We were leading 2-0 at halftime. In fact, it was last season during Ralf Rangnick's era. We were leading 2-0 at halftime, and then in the second half, within the first 15 minutes, they had equalized. And that is something that I saw in yesterday's match. The first 15 minutes, from 45 to 60 minutes, we were quite sloppy, but again, maybe we can attribute that to the fitness levels of the players. But from there on, we improved gradually and got the best result out of that match. So that is my third talking point. My fourth talking point is on some players, and that has to be Marcus Rashford. We saw him in the second goal displaying confidence, displaying nerves of steel, displaying his talent, what he can do, running from deep, taking on these players. He had options in Garnacho and Martial in the center, but he went on and dribbled past the defenders, and the final execution was also good. And that just shows how Erik ten Hag is improving the confidence in these players. My last talking point is the way forward. From now, we have some matches coming up. We'll be having Nottingham Forest and AFC Bournemouth in our next matches. I think they are quite similar in terms of the way they play as compared to Burnley, and it remains to be seen how we can keep on improving. And maybe during that time you'll have the likes of Lisandro Martinez. Maybe on Boxing Day we might lack Lisandro Martinez, but going on he will be, of course, that is, he'll come back to the team, and it remains to be seen how we can perform from now going on. Manchester United, the biggest club in the world. Thank you.